Hello, my name is Carol and I'm an iHRIS associate working on the Capacity Project. The Capacity Project is developing free open source software products that address human resources for health leadership issues. I'm going to show you a demonstration of one of our iHRIS software products called iHRIS Manage. iHRIS Manage is an HR management system for tracking employees of an organization throughout their employment, even across geographical locations and facilities. It enables an organization to form and manage a comprehensive HR strategy. So right now we are on the secure login page, which requires a username and a password. And for this demo, we will just use the word demo for both the username and the password, and we'll go ahead and log into the system. For our demo, we have populated the system with fictionalized data from the fake country of Taifafeki. So, what can you do with iHRIS Manage? Well, you can add new employee records or applicant records to the system. You can complete and review job applications and assign positions to successful candidates. You can search for any person's record that's in the system. And you can create customized reports like staff lists and statistical charts. You can also add new positions and manage those positions. I'm not going to show you every feature of iHRIS Manage, but instead I'll show you some of the highlights. So let's click on Administer Positions. The first thing that an HR manager would do when setting up iHRIS Manage would be to create a standard set of jobs or posts that represent the job structure of the organization. So now I will show you how to add a job and how to define a job. So let's click on Add Jobs. And you can add a new job just by clicking on Update. And then you will have a form and you'll enter in the pertinent information. Once you enter in that information, the new job will appear in this drop-down list. So let's look at a job that's already been created, and let's choose Chief Nurse. And here you can define the job and link it to standard information such as health worker cadre, job classification, description, and a job code. It's a good idea to use a standard system such as ISCO job classifications. Using standards such as this is important for aggregating data in a consistent way, so that data captured by iHRIS Manage can be effectively analyzed and used for decision making. Once you have added necessary jobs and created a job structure, the HR department can create as many positions as are needed for each job. A position is filled by an employee and represents one spot on the organizational chart. A job, such as chief nurse or clinical social worker or midwife, may have several positions. Each position inherits the standard characteristics already defined for that job. Let's look at some positions that have already been added. So I'm going to click on Add, Update, or Discontinue Positions. And let's choose Midwife. Here, additional information that is unique to that position can be defined, such as the position supervisor, the facility where the position is located, let's choose Gasamba Hospital, and any salary sources for the position. Note that positions are managed independently of employees. Employees move in and out of positions, while positions are opened and closed as they are needed by the organization. This enables the organization to maintain a standard job structure and to track each employee's position history within the organization. Once the positions are set up, the HR department can add employee records to the system and link each employee to his or her position. Then additional information about that employee can be added to his or her record, and actions can be performed on the employee. So let's look up an employee. We can enter in part of the last name. And here's the employee I wanted to find. And here, additional information about the employee can be added to his or her record, and actions can be performed on the employee. For example, you can enter in the employee's date of birth, gender, marital status, and up to 4 contacts or addresses. As needed, HR can add multiple identifications for the employee, such as a national health ID number or social security number. In addition, the employee's skills or qualifications, including foreign language proficiency, educational history, and employment history, can be recorded. Notes can be added to the employee's record, which are stored and displayed in reverse chronological order. So now I'm going to click on Position Information. In the Position Information section, the employee can be assigned to a position, and position changes can be recorded. For example, an employee may be promoted or transferred to a different position. In that case, HR would record a position change in the employee's record by clicking on Change Position. And here we could select the new position and the reason for the change. At any time, HR or a manager can view the employee's position history, a record of all the positions the employee has held within the organization. So let's go back to Position Information, and we can click on View Position History. And as you can see, this employee was hired as a nurse in January of 2006 and was promoted to chief nurse in April of 2007. Finally, when the employee leaves the organization, HR can record a reason for departure. And we have the reasons for departure in the drop-down menu. This allows the organization to track reasons for attrition. Let's go back to Manage People. Using iHRIS Manage, HR can even track and review applicants for a position. So let's click on Review Applicants. When a person is added to the system, whether an existing employee or an external job applicant, a job application can be added to the record, enabling the person to apply for any open position. So this drop-down menu shows the open positions, and let's choose Social Work Aide. All applicants for the Social Work Aide position can then be reviewed by HR or a hiring manager. So let's click on this applicant. The applicant fills out an application with pertinent information. HR can then log interview notes and the hiring decision with the applicant's information. If the applicant is hired, they are converted to an employee, and all the information previously entered is retained in the employee's record. So if we wanted to hire this applicant, we would click on Make a Job Offer. Finally, HR and managers can analyze and aggregate data entered into the system by producing customized reports. So let's click on Create Reports. Again, this demo contains a data sample from the fictional country of Taifafeki to demonstrate the kinds of reports that can be created. So let's look at some of the examples of the types of reports you can generate to answer common HR policy and management questions. So I'm going to click on Position Lists. You can create a list of all positions in the organization or filter it to show only open or closed positions. Let's look at the open positions. This report lists the positions that have been defined for the organization and shows the positions that are currently open to assess hiring needs. You may want to generate a list of staff salaries, and for that, you would use the salary list report. This report can be filtered to staff just from a particular facility or department. So I'm going to choose Capital City Clinic. And using this report, you can see where staff are located, when they were hired, and what they are being paid. Click on any employee's name to view the full employee record, and click on any position to view detailed information about that position. Charts and graphs enable visual analysis of the data that have been entered into the system. For instance, you may want to know what the age distribution is of health workers within one cadre, such as nurses. So we'll click on age distribution and choose nurse. This report shows the age distribution of nurses in Taifa Feki, and you can easily see that this is a very young cadre, and most of the nurses are between the age of 24 and 29. Another question you may have is how many workers in a particular cadre, such as nurses, are being hired each year. So under staff statistics, we can choose hires per year and choose nurse. And this report shows the hiring of nurses in Taifa Feki. You can clearly see a spike in hiring here corresponding to a hiring intervention. Each report of this type can also be desegregated by gender. So under Show Gender Breakdown, we can choose Yes. So when we break down the hiring distribution report by gender, we can see that the intervention targeted the hiring of male nurses in green. And the last report that I will show you will answer the question, what is the distribution of cadres in the country? Under pie charts, we can click on Classification Breakdown. And this report shows the distribution of cadres in Taifa Feki. As we expect, nurses make up about half the health workforce. We can also drill down by district and even by facility. So I'm going to choose Capital City Hospital. And now you can see that even though nurses make up half of the country's health workforce, the distribution is quite different in the capital city's largest hospital, with more allied health professionals than nurses. Because this is not what we expect to see, this may raise a red flag that an HR intervention is needed at this facility. Thank you very much for viewing this demonstration. We would like to hear from you. If you have any additional questions about iHRIS Manage or suggestions for features that we can add to the software, please visit our iHRIS Strengthening website at www.capacityproject.org/HRIS. Thanks.